How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get a little political because I just found this hilarious. So why not? Let's take a look at this video. It's a TikTok influencer. I couldn't find the name of the influencer, and I put the quote influencer because, I guess we're all influencers in some regard because we're on social media, right? I don't know their outreach. I don't know how many people, followers, whatever they have. I don't know. So what she describes in this video, though, is everything most of us agree with, and this is a talking video. I will put a link to one of the many videos out there in the description down below if you want to go check that out for yourself and not listen to me. That is okay. But this is a talking video, so if you say, wow, you talk too much, that's what it is. That's what I'm doing. You don't like it? Too bad. Thank you for the comment, because that just generates more interest in the video. And thank you for initially clicking. That generates interest in the video. And yeah, these things, how these things work. So you're just helping it out by being here in general. So thank you. Have a good one, and let's get to it.
Here are the first 15 promises he has made if he is reelected. You may have heard of Project 2025, but this is from Agenda 47, and you can read all of these on his website. First, he promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history.
Yes. We need to deport these illegals. I'm not going to be like Joe Biden and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I meant undocumented workers. They are illegals. They came in illegally. They are illegals. That's what they are. They're not undocumented. They're not migrants. These aren't the people in the 60s that came from Mexico to work the fields and do the farms. We let this go way too long in this country. We did. We took advantage of the farmers in Southern California, especially, and in other states, Arizona, New Mexico, what have you, for the ranches. They took advantage of cheap labor, paying under the counter, paying less than what people would get paid otherwise in this country, and they took advantage of these people. Yes, they did. And that was horrible. And we let this go on and on because it did help the economy grow. It did help the farmers. We turned a blind eye to all this. But, no more. These aren't the Mexicans coming across to do farming and what have you. These are people from South America, China, all over the world coming through South America, Mexico, and into our lands. They're not here to be migrants. They're not here to do that farm work. They're not here to work in general. A lot of them are escaping bad countries. Yes, they are, but they went through countries that could take them in, and they could request asylum in those countries, and they didn't. That's their problem. They need to ask at the first country, not keep going through many countries and get to here. And then we're allowing them to support the coyotes and what have you by paying them thousands of dollars, $14,000 to come across, and paying the cartels. And the cartels are making a lot of money off human trafficking. No more. We don't need them. We don't want them. And they can go and apply and wait in line like everyone else did.
Will also ask for the death sentence for anyone convicted of human trafficking.
Good! What is wrong with that? Death sentence. Yep, okay, I guess I'm mean. Yep, that's if they're human trafficking, especially underage and what have you, and exploiting females, and probably even males to some regard, then yes, we don't really need them in society now, do we? I mean, my calls for maybe we need to tell Mexico, either you take care of your problem there of the cartels and of the people coming through, or maybe we come in and do that for you because you're obviously too corrupt.
He will close the Department of Education and return all education standards to the states to decide. He will put prayer back into school, and he will criminalize any race-based advantage program.
Now, I don't know about the whole prayer back in school. I'm not a religious person. But you know what? I always said, though, there can be classes taught on religion. Now, should you be forced to go to that class? No. But should there be classes taught about the Bible and Christianity, maybe even, Middle Eastern, Muslim, or Buddhism and stuff? Yeah, why not? Maybe there should be, because give people more world knowledge on what people practice in other areas. Yeah, I think a general religion class in high school wouldn't be a bad thing.
He will end the Affordable Care Act.
Yes. I mean, the Affordable Care Act ain't affordable. We were looking into that recently because my wife, although she went to a new company, we don't get health insurance because it's way too expensive. So we do the Liberty Health Sharing program still. It's not the best. It's something. It's more of a emergency, but we looked at the programs and they've raised the limit. So here's the other thing. They've raised the limit of what a married couple, what it is, so you can get one of those plans. But if you work for an employer that offers health insurance, you're not eligible. Well, my wife technically can get health coverage, but it's paying a lot of money for no coverage. So we're back to square one. So we're still with Liberty Health Sharing. Yeah, I do believe there needs to be a fix for healthcare. There has to be. We need to fix that. But I think it's from the top down. We need to look at doctors. Do doctors need to make what they do? Yeah, they do when they pay as much for school. So, okay, well, maybe medical school should be a lot less for these people that want to go to be doctors to be able to go into the program, and you only accept the best of the best. I don't think a medical degree should cost $500,000. I really don't. I don't think a PharmD degree should cost $100,000, $150,000. That is nuts. That is crazy money for the salary. And of course, if you take a loan that's big, you're going to want to charge prices to pay off that loan ASAP. So you can't blame doctors for wanting to make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 when they have a $500,000 loan. But if you could have med school only cost, say, $50,000, then yeah, you probably don't need to pay them as much because they don't have that huge loan and they would be making good money still. So it's all relative, right? You take a huge loan, you're going to want to get paid big bucks. And in those fields, they can demand those big bucks because, well, you're going to need the doctors. I don't know. Something needs a fix from the education. The hospital is getting sued because of malpractice. That's a big thing. Insurance for doctors is huge. Not quite as bad for pharmacists, but pretty dang bad for doctors. So, yeah. There's a lot of things we could fix there to make it cheaper, and then thus the price is cheaper. And you should be able to walk into a hospital and know how much this procedure is going to cost, especially standard procedures. Standard procedures, you should be able to know how much it costs. So, yes, we do need to fix healthcare. The Affordable Care Act does not work.
He will ban gender-affirming care for adults and children, and he will ban any federal dollars from going towards gender-affirming care.
Well, good, because why should taxpayer money be going for you being confused on what gender you are? I personally don't understand that. I don't think, that should be a taxpayer thing. You shouldn't be getting money.
Which means anyone with government-provided health care will no longer be able to access gender-affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis.
And I don't even agree with that. What, just so you can have sex, you should get free Viagra and Cialis? I don't think so. Maybe you should pay for that yourself. You don't have to have sex. You don't have to procreate. Maybe there's a reason why you can't get it up. maybe it wasn't meant to be for you to have an offspring. I'm just saying.
Will still be available. He will propose a constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress. He will
What's wrong with that? Congress should have a term limit. Too many of them are in there way too long. Basically dying in there.
deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals.
Yeah, yeah. They should investigate Biden and the family because it was pretty clear Joe Biden, as a senator, took documents out of the skiff and took them home. Now, how much did he sell information? How much was his son selling access to him and then having Joe say, yeah, we'll approve that. Yeah, I will back that bill because it gives you money. Whatever the case might be, yes, he should be investigated to the full extent. And that means I always wonder, and this would probably tick Joe Biden off if somebody would mention this to him, but we don't like to talk about the deceased, but I don't personally care. So Beau Biden, I think Beau Biden was probably a smarter individual than Hunter. I kind of wonder if he was the one being groomed to be, the head of the crime family, and his passing unfortunately made Hunter the one that did drugs, alcohol, was just a scumbag, be the head because, well, that's what you have left. And it probably was Beau Biden, really, that was supposed to take the reins. But that didn't happen.
He will immediately pardon all of the January 6thers.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that because as we know from the new video that has come out, that the January 6ers didn't really do anything wrong now, did they? Most of them just walked right on through the Capitol. We didn't see any burning. We didn't see any looting. We didn't see any other crimes. They even, through the Hall of Statues, I think it's called, walked in the ropes. They stayed in those ropes and took pictures, took selfies. If you call that an insurrection, I got news for you, man. That is not what that is.
And he will create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er.
Yeah, we should look into that because it seems like it was politically backed and motivated.
He will increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy
Yes.
the National Guard to patrol woke cities.
Yeah, because those cities aren't handling their own crap. So, yeah, I guess you have to bring in the National Guard. You shouldn't have capitals being burned like in Washington. The state of Washington. You shouldn't have buildings being taken over in no-go zones and, what did they call that? The zone? I forget what they called it there. But, yeah, you need to send in the National Guard and take care of the business and then send the state a bill.
On day one, he will reassess our participation in NATO and says that every European country needs to pay the United States for protection. He will also restore the wonderful travel ban for Muslims coming to America.
I don't think he means everybody. If you're a good person, you get to come. But yeah, there should be a travel ban if you're not a good person.
He will build freedom cities. This is 10 new cities built on federal land. He will award them to areas with the best development proposals, and he will prioritize moving young families to these freedom cities.
Doesn't sound so bad to me. I mean, I might sign up for that. I'm not a big city person, but heck, it sounds exciting. Maybe it'd be exciting and fresh and new and like-minded individuals. God, that sounds great. I don't see anything wrong with that. Why not? Federal land is all over the place, little spots here and there. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Good experiment. Why not?
He will kill all e-vehicles and e-vehicle legislation, seeking to replace that with the development of a flying car.
Well, we have more than enough oil to support the United States, so we don't need to be relying on other countries. Trading oil, which used to be a concern of Middle Eastern, like, they'll control us because of Middle Eastern oil. That was always the concern, right? OPEC controlling the market, the price of a barrel of oil. And we have more than enough oil with the shale, the new drilling techniques, the fracking, what have you, and I think we've always really had more than enough, but we never wanted to leverage that. Why not use our resources? And we have like 500 years worth or some crazy number like that. Why don't we go ahead and use our oil? You can still have EVs, but I think it's more of a limited thing. The people that bought EVs. You're not selling anymore. Ford's not able to sell their Lightning truck. Their Mach E now is like $8,000 rebate. They're not selling, people. Why would you think that there is somehow helping the environment with these EVs when you're relying on your foreign adversary, China, to have those heavy metals and to be able to provide those metals? Imagine if we had all EVs. All China has to do is say, oh man, we're cutting your batteries. We're going to cut those back. We're not going to make any more here. We'd be stuck, right? Because the world supply of those materials, resources are located in China and in Africa. And it's really a race to that type of technology that we don't really need. But yet China builds coal plants. They have hundreds and hundreds of coal plants, and they're polluting. They're a big polluter. Why don't we call them out on the shit they do? And them mining there, they have no real standards. They have no safety standards. They have no, you know, OSHA. They don't have an environmental agency. They don't care if they pollute the rivers or the land granted, mostly in their country, but the stuff that goes in the air, like from the coal power plants, they don't care. But yet we're somehow supposed to care. I don't understand it. So I don't think the environment's that big of a deal. What part of my Generation Xers, all suddenly woke up one day and said, "Oh my God, the environment! Oh, the horrors of the environment, man! We got to drive EVs. We can't have gas. The pollution, the plastic, this and that. There's always going to be need for oil. I mean, here's a water bottle, plastic, oil. Here's a pen, oil. Here's my DJI mic case, plastic, oil. Everything I look around is made from oil or oil byproduct. So I don't know. You people are crazy thinking that somehow you'll do away with oil. You're not going to be doing that. So, anyways,
Believes that we could create a car that vertically takes off.
well, I mean that's kind of a dream, right? They've always been talking about a personal flying vehicle. That would be kind of cool. Now, would it become in mass? I don't really think so. And that's just probably a pipe dream, that would be kind of cool. And maybe for those with the money, that would be something. I don't think that's a reality for most. That's probably just a pipe dream thing. And you got to dream, man, because dreaming about futuristic, what we assume are futuristic concepts, might become somewhat reality, and then it becomes, new technologies come of that. If we say, hey, we're going to go to Mars, or we're going to go to wherever, another solar system, we'll develop technologies that will be useful here on the planet, like the whole moon. Going to the moon developed a lot of new technologies. Now, I don't know, if you think the earth is flat, then I can't help you.
He will remove all of the limits on American natural gas exports and drill baby drill for oil domestically.
Yes.
He will impose a tariff of up to 60% on Chinese imports. He will extend the 2017 tax cuts and drop the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Tax cuts. Oh, but it's going to be on corporations, Mark. It's going to be, those corporations, they don't deserve tax. If they have tax cuts, that means they're going to invest more in their company. They're going to invest more in employees. And yes, we all win. Why is there this wealth issue of, he has too much money? He needs to be taxed more. well, how our tax system works, they're paying more. Oh, but there's loopholes. And you can take advantage of those loopholes. I take advantage of a lot of those loopholes. So don't cry to me that, oh, loopholes. Oh, well, maybe learn about the loopholes, do some education, hire somebody to do your taxes, get an accountant, get a CPA, go H&R Block for God's sakes, and learn what you can write off, keep receipts, and play the game. That's what it's all about. I play the game, you can too.
Then he will push Congress to pass legislation that would give every American the right to concealed carry anywhere at any time, and he
Perfect. A federal law saying, look, you can conceal carry anywhere, anytime. That's your Second Amendment right. Should have never been taken away from you. Oh, but the gun violence. Well, the crazy people out there that get a hold of a gun are still going to go get a hold of a gun. So, why should I be punished for what a crazy person may or may not do? That's really not my problem. Oh, but the kids, these school shootings, there'll be more of them. Well, then there's going to be mass stabbings too, because that happens in the countries that have strict gun laws. Just saying.
He will revoke any gun restrictions or legislation that seeks to inhibit people's ability to own guns that's been passed in the last several years. He will demand that Europe pay back all the money we gave Ukraine, and then he will use all of that money to recruit for the American military.
Hell
and
yeah.
he will take billions and billions of dollars from private university endowments by taxing, fining, and suing the universities. He specifically names Harvard in this one. And then he will use that money to create the American Academy. It is a free online college that will be free of wokeness that he will force employers to recognize as a bachelor's degree equivalent.
What is wrong with that? You're going to have a free university option that can be online because you don't need a structure, right? You can have minimal offices and just some technology to do videos and Zoom type education. That's all you need, man. Yeah. Why don't we have free education like that? Why don't we have free education of, hey, you scored really high in this area, this area, and this area. This is what you should concentrate on. Yeah, you can be a doctor. Yeah, maybe you can be a lawyer. Or maybe you can be, I don't know, whatever, a businessman. You have the smarts in different areas. Now, you over here, you scored better over here for being like a trades, plumber, drywall, carpenter, and stuff. We need those people too. We think that everyone needs a damn degree. They don't need a degree to do plumbing, to do real estate. Why would you need a degree to do real estate? If you have the mindset to do it, how about running a business? A lot of people could run their own businesses. Now, what would be nice about small businesses if they fix stuff is making it so it's easier. Maybe loans available for small businesses that are easier to get than SBA loans, which, oh my God, you ask for like $60,000 and they act like that's a lot of money. But yet you can go buy a $100,000 car and they're like, yeah, you guys make enough. Yeah, here's a loan for a $100,000 car, but $60,000 between two business partners is like only $30,000 each. It's nothing. It's peanuts. Why are banks afraid? So there should be a process there because small business drives this country, and small business creates jobs in the community that they're in. So we should be encouraging small businesses to start up, to grow, and that creates more competition too. We need to get rid of the monopolies. Unfortunately, you go try to be a dealer in a state. It's very hard because dealers that are dealers have been there forever and they sit on boards and they don't want you to be a dealer. It's just crazy. It's a lot of red tape. So it's hard to start a business nowadays. Just saying.
So that's Agenda 47.
Well, that agenda sounded great to me. I don't know what she's talking about. She's a loon, but that was a good ad for Donald Trump. I will be voting for Donald J. Trump this November, and I hope he really picks Vivek Ramaswamy. I know his name's hard to say, but he's a smooth talker, and I like what he has to say. He's on the mindset of Donald Trump. They're kind of like the same area. So I really like the fact that Vivek is out there speaking. And I heard a speech the other day, and a lot of people were coming up to him, say, "Should I call you VP?" And he kind of laughed. I wonder if he's going to be the pick. I really hope he's the pick, because then we'll have another 8 years, so 12 years in total. Donald Trump 4 and 8 years of Vivek. Oh my God, this country will be so much better. I know a lot of people have Trump derangement syndrome for some strange reason. I don't know why. He got things done, and he really worked out. He is not a racist. You people are crazy, man. Your liberal minds. Oh, he's a racist. Anyways, y'all take care, stay well, stay safe, and get out there and ride. That's what's important to me on my channel, mainly. This is just a fun video. Y'all take care, stay well.